Club football returned over the course of the weekend, and we had goals, drama, plenty across different match centers, and some dramas outside the pitch as well. Abijay, welcome to the show. It is football analysis on CTV with me, Omolaba Karaji. And as you may well know by now, we bring you everything happening in the world of football. So if it is happening in the world of football, we sure are most definitely going to be talking about it. I hope you're very well. I hope you're staying safe, all right? Safety first at all times. That's what we preach here on CTV. We are in the Ember month, and quite a number of people do believe that this month is associated with accidents. So I'm here to tell you that's not true. It's a question of what you and I do, or what we do not do on the roads are what leads to accidents. So make sure that you don't drink and drive. Make sure you don't use your phones while you're on the road. Ensure that you wear your seatbelt. It is not a prop. It's not for fancy. It's not for decoration. It is for your own safety. Of course, it doesn't stop accidents from happening. What it does is reduces the impact perhaps the accident might cause. Okay, so let's not use our phones. We cannot pay proper attention as you would want to if you keep on picking your calls or checking your text and all of that stuff. And we don't want stories that touch now. We don't, right? As pedestrians as well, we also have our own responsibilities on the road. Ensure that you use the footbridges in areas where they are available. If there are no footbridges, make sure that you use, you look left, right, and then left again before you cross the road, okay? Let's try our best not to use our earphones while we're walking so we can get to know basically what's happening around us. If your ears are plugged, it's going to be hard for you to know if a car is honking or no. Do you understand all of that stuff? So make sure that you prioritize your safety. I'm not alone. I'm joined by these two amiable gentlemen, and I mean, they do know their stuff. They do know their stuff. I've got with me on the show, I've got Chisom as well as Danny. Hi Chisom, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show. It's a pleasure always being here.
It's an absolute pleasure having you join me. I mean, did you have fun over the course of the weekend? I did. Did you?
Well, I didn't have any fun.
Why?
There were 4 reasons why I had no fun, and you know why.
Woo! Okay. I'll conveniently, just stylishly adjust my shoulder pad because I'm actually proud about that. But hey, moving on to Danny. Danny, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, so let me ask you, did you have fun over the course of the weekend?
I didn't have fun, but it led to me having fun. It was okay.
Okay, we'll take that one. All right, guys, so we're talking about all things that went down over the course of the weekend from Saturday up until Sunday, and even some spilled over up until Monday. So hey, let's start first from the league leaders, Chelsea. They went away to Leicester City and they beat them quite soundly, 3-0. It ended in favor of Thomas Tuchel's men. I don't think he's going to have any complaint whatsoever. So now let me ask you, Chisom, let's give credit to Chelsea. I think they were phenomenal in that game. They did everything right. They buzzed it from start to finish, and they made it difficult for Leicester to play the way they would have wanted. Big ups Chelsea, don't you say?
Well, Chelsea right now are actually flying high, so I think right now it's like anybody who comes their way, they're going to just dismantle. But well, their antidote is coming soon.
Okay, then we'll see where the antidote perhaps is going to come from. So let me ask you now, Danny. Do you think that Leicester City, I felt they were underwhelming in that game. I felt that they didn't live up to the expectation. I mean, we wanted fireworks. We wanted a bit more feistiness, and the Foxes did not give us that.
Yeah. If you notice, this season, they have actually been underperforming. They are not on form. They've been poor prior to the United game. So it was just and they really wanted the win. So that was why they got that win. So since then, any other game again, the Chelsea game. But now they have the back, but they are still having problems with a lot of injuries. So I think that's the major problem actually.
Okay, I mean, a beautiful header. I mean, how the night ended basically for Chelsea. He had a beautiful goal coming from off an header from the man Rudiger, and then a stunner from N'Golo Kante and Christian Pulisic did put the icing on the cake in that one. As it is right now, I don't think Thomas Tuchel should be worried. I mean, going into their Champions League game tonight, where they are looking to, change the tide, really change the story over Juventus. Do you think that Chelsea right now do you think they're going to have any problems taking on Juventus right now, considering the fact that Juve seems to be in phenomenal form in Europe, but not the same away from Europe, basically in the Serie A? Do you think that we're going to see a formidable Chelsea side against Juventus tonight?
Me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Well, like the first leg, Chelsea cannot beat Juventus. I don't see that happening. The Juve team I'm seeing right now are so resolute when it comes to defending. And the Chelsea team, I expect Chelsea to come out in the first 20-30 minutes. And when they see that the Juventus team are sleeping at the back, they'll just play out for a draw. And I'm expecting a full-time draw in that game.
Okay. Danny, do you agree with Chisom's prediction about that game? Do you see Chelsea being able to usurp Juventus in that one? Or Juventus might just prove a bit more difficult to beat than Thomas Tuchel should expect?
It's football and anything can happen, actually. And I feel Chelsea can beat them. But the problem is Juventus have the same pattern with Chelsea as well. And Chelsea's strength is in their defense. Juventus have the defense as well. And Juventus are not going to come out in that game. And the Chelsea team, they are not really well known when it comes to playing more attacking than defensive. So, like you said, I'm hoping it might end at a draw as well.
Okay, we'll see how that one pans out. I mean, we saw kind of with Champions League games tonight as well as tomorrow. Some really, really tasty fixtures, beg your pardon, we're looking forward to. So now let's move on really quickly to the drama, the show that went down at the Vicarage Road. Watford taking on Manchester United. 4-1. It ended in favour of Watford. It was an interesting game, to say the very least. I'll start with you, Danny. As a Manchester United fan, I mean, from the start, what was your thought on your boys' performance? Credit to the Hornets. They did the job. They did the business. Claudio Ranieri, amazing. A masterclass from him, it looked like. And let me just understand what went on with Manchester United.
Okay. Before that game, everyone actually expected us to run riot over Watford, like come out and play. Because for some time now, they've been saying we put in a poor performance, that's why we lost. We put in this, we didn't work hard. So we're expecting, okay, yes, after that very poor performance against the last game we played,
against
they were
City,
going to come out. Yeah, they were going to come out, and so to give them a boost and confidence for the upcoming Champions League game, they were going to come out. Because in like our fixtures, Watford is like the easiest,
right?
Fixture of time. So yeah, they were the easiest in the whole fixture, this period that we are in now. So I was expecting them to come out to get confidence and boost, but it was really, really, really poor.
Okay.
Even when we scored the first goal, it was 2-1. I knew one way or the other we were going to still lose the game. So I already made up my mind that we were going to lose. So it was not surprising for me, and I was very, very happy the board made the right decision. That was the time to let him go. He has overstayed his welcome.
Okay, so let's move on a bit away from the game that went down on Saturday at the Vicarage Road. I mean, Danny just mentioned, I mean, just in case if you do not know, where have you been living? The Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as it is no longer the coach, no longer the manager of Manchester United. He's been shown his working papers. And right now we've got Michael Carrick as the interim manager. Right now, so the Champions League game tonight is still going to be handled by Michael Carrick, except something changes perhaps. Before then, we'll be sure to let you guys know how that one pans out. So now let me talk to you now, Chisom. Like, credit to the Honest. They did amazing. But let's take it from the beginning now, shall we? As the game started, yes, okay. We had Watford coming out all guns blazing, trying to show Manchester United that you're coming home to play at our turf. It's not going to be a walkover for you guys, and they were able to do that. They put the pressure on Manchester United. They took the fight to Manchester United. United seem I don't know. They seem to lose the plot somewhere somehow. They did not know how to handle the kind of hits Watford came in with. Now let's talk about the penalty Watford were awarded. Big ups to David De Gea. He did his job. He saved the penalty. The rebound was tucked in. So 1-0 Watford, or so we thought. And then the VAR was consulted, and then there was an encroachment issue. So the penalty was taken again. David De Gea again came to the rescue of Manchester United. He saved that. So it still stood goalless. From my point of view at that time, I felt like this was a time where Manchester United were going to punish Watford, but that was not the case. What could have been the problem, perhaps? Was it a tactics problem, or just the players not doing their bit when they were supposed to?
Well, tactics came first, and like I always say, Ole has no tactics. In fact, he has always been, because each game you just keep on seeing Ferguson. That is all I keep saying, because it is always the pattern and the tactics of Ferguson he keeps bringing up. So in that game, well, the back line of Manchester United has always been shambles throughout this season. I've not seen anything spectacular in Maguire and the rest of them there. And the only thing that has been bailing Man U out is the forward line. The forward keeps doing their job. The back line are always on holiday. And on Saturday was just one of those days when Alopa came and everything else bust. So, well, Man U were just shambolic that day anyway.
All right then. I mean, the Manchester United side I saw, I was not excited one tiny teeny bit. I was not ecstatic. I mean, that game, it looked as though it was United taking maximum points. I mean, trying to turn the story around, basically trying to, I don't know, bring in a bit more fight, a bit more energy, and all of that stuff. But hey, it was, I mean, big ups really to Watford. Let's give them their credit. 4-1. Joshua King getting himself on the score sheet. Ismail Assar atoning for his missed penalty. Also getting on the score sheet. João Pedro as well. And Emmanuel Bonaventure putting the icing on the cake. So the cherry on top, actually. And that one ended 4-1 in favor of the Hornets. Let's move on now to Manchester United's game tonight. Taking on Villarreal. That particular game, what do you think, gentlemen? What do you think is going to happen in this one? Right now, I think United are wounded lions. Do you expect them to strike? Do you expect a bit more fight? Or is the same United we've been seeing for the past 3 games thereabouts? Danny?
Okay. Yes. Today I'm expecting a very, very big fight from them. And I feel it might be our game. You know, when we win that game, we're into the next round of 16. So it's a good way of getting back the confidence, and everybody is going to try to impress and give a good game. But with United, don't be surprised. I'm hoping for a win.
How far the mighty have fallen? Because I mean, okay, let's keep it moving. So, do you see Manchester United trying to show us a bit more that they are made of? Because personally, for personnel, for players, I personally do not see a specific problem area. They've got stars for days. Okay, perhaps they're missing Paul Pogba. Yes, I mean, he's a quality player. But I see quality for days in the Manchester United side. I don't see a particular area that is the problem, the actual issue Manchester United have. Or correct me if I'm wrong, Chisom.
Well, for that fixture, Villarreal versus Manchester United, if I was to have a substitute for that game, it would be to swallow a bar of fufu. You know, the only interesting game in that group right now is the Young Boys versus Atlanta, because I know a win is sure to come out in that game. But for Villarreal is, I don't know, I call Villarreal the draw specialist of Europe right now. They're very good at getting draws. They will play you out. They will just defend and just want to get a draw. And Manchester United being on the top of the table, if they get a draw, well, they'll come down to second because I'm very sure Atlanta will beat Young Boys. And yes, it's always going to be like a Ronaldo party if he comes to the show. If he doesn't come to the show, expect a draw. I'm tipping a draw for that game.
Okay, a draw. Chisom is looking at for the Villarreal Manchester United game. I mean, guys, let me know what you think. I mean, quite a number of Manchester United faithfuls have said that the problem of Manchester United was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So the man is no longer in your club, all right? The man has left. The man has gone. Are we seeing something? Are we expecting something to change? Do you expect a drastic change, or do you expect it to be a gradual change? What do you think is going to happen? Hit me up. Let me know what you think. On Facebook, we are there. We are live, and I love to hear from you guys now, don't I? CTV Live is the handle on Facebook, on Instagram as well. Same handle. Twitter, same handle. On YouTube, on YouTube and TikTok, it is CTV Live. You could also leave me a WhatsApp message. Don't call the number, all right? Just leave me a WhatsApp message. 0901-5601-1908 is the number to let me know your thoughts, your reactions, your comments, what you expect, your predictions for tonight's games. I mean, we've got some tasty games we're looking forward to in the Champions League. We're doing post-mortem of the games that went down across the top 5 leagues in Europe over the course of the weekend, and then the Champions League games we're looking forward to. We've got some must-win fixtures there and some cruise fixtures, really. Everybody's just come and be doing pass 1, pass 2. All of that good stuff. So now let's move on to the current champions of the English Premier League. I'm talking about Manchester City. Oh boy, that game, it was quite interesting to say the very least. And what made it as interesting as it was the caliber, the quality of goals. Beautiful goals. That Rodrigo, oh my Lord, oh my God. A sore contender for the goal of the season. I think, Danny, 3-0 it ended in favor of Pep Guardiola's men. And I think it could have even been more than that. That's how dominant the Blues were, over Everton.
For Man City, that game, well, it's like in the EPL these days, any game against Man City is, I don't think I even need to watch the game. Just after the game, I'll be like, okay, how many did they win? That's how Man City has turned into. It's becoming so boring. The only time we get shocked, Man City, they lost? That's the only time we get to ask questions like,
what happened?
Man City, yeah. We'll be like, oh, did they get a red card? What happened? And if you check out this season, the games Man City has lost this season, I think there's usually a red card. I think they've lost 2 games this season or 3, and there was red cards. So it's more like a tradition anyway. But Man City beating Everton is no fluke. It's something expected. Everton this season, I think they have the same juju that is following Man U. Their defense is just so very shambolic. Their forward line, I just don't know what's going on. Since Calvert-Lewin got injured, there's been less goals for Everton this season. So I think they need to bounce back and need to bounce back very fast. And nobody's even talking about Benitez being sacked. How shocking.
I was about to talk about that. I feel like something has got to change. Everton I don't know, a typical game. Of course, I would say we would expect the Manchester City should win, but a bit more fight from Everton, really. A bit more energy, a bit more vibe, really. Just make it a bit more difficult for City to run riot. And that was not the case, really. It was City's show. They bossed it from start to finish. They directed, they produced. They were the one who casted. It was just their show. The 3 goals perhaps did not paint the entire picture, how dominating Manchester City were. Danny, I want to talk about that Rodri's goal. Oh my Lord, did you see that goal? I love me my goals. I love. Okay. Then let me wax lyrical about the goals.
I saw the goal. When I saw the goal at first, I wanted to be sure who scored the goal. I wanted to be sure because it's something that is rare. If it was to be KDB now, De Bruyne.
Okay, it's expected, yeah.
But it was really shocking. I was saying, Rodri. I mean, we see more of Rodri when it comes to defending and marking the ball in the midfield, all the fight, not for such, or maybe making passes. But for such a goal, man, that was spectacular. And
Spectacular to say the
that's a
very
goal
least.
for even Puskas Award. That's a contender.
Right? That was my thought exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to another side who changed something changed hands recently. The Antonio Conte effect is in not London, and Tottenham Hotspur did the business 2-1 against Marcelo Bielsa's men. 2-1 in favor of Tottenham. It ended. The Tottenham I saw just a bit more energy. I think a bit more hunger. That's what we saw. Not so much difference from the one we saw on the former Wolves man now, Nuno Espirito Santo. But I think Antonio Conte should not have so much complaints. The point is for him to cement this win, or do you see something changing, basically the way Tottenham are set up, Chiso?
Tottenham can only get better as they have a very fantastic manager right now who is very defensive orientated. No, and like what we saw when he was at Chelsea, he made players like Alonso and Moses become like world-class players, and I am expecting something like that to happen to Tottenham right now. And well, 2 games so far, 1 draw and 1 win. Well, that's remarkable for Tottenham Sports right now. So as an Arsenal fan, I'm actually scared because Arsenal has 2 trophies every season. The first is just get to the top, and the second trophy is get above Tottenham. So right now, being above Tottenham still makes me happy. But well, in a few days, I might be shaking or smiling.
We'll be sure to see how that one goes. So coming to you now, Danny, I think Tottenham Hotspur right now, like Chisom did say, the top is where, just to cement on what they're working on basically. They seem to be a bit more, a tiny bit more compact. They seem to know what to do better with the ball. Harry Kane hasn't been banging in the goals like we always expect him to. And perhaps, should we allude that to the fact that he wanted to leave over the course of the summer, and that move was stalled? That one did not happen. Is that a problem, or there's a bit something more at stake right now?
Okay, yeah. So that's a problem because it's what your heart wants is what you want. There's a big motivation when you're doing things that you're happy with, the things that you want to do, and they didn't let him leave. So definitely he wasn't happy. And when you're not happy, you're not going to bring 100%. So that actually affected him. So, and the international break actually helped because he was going to be coming back with a lot more confidence. I actually expected him to score on that particular day, but they still got the job done though. But I feel it was a lack of composure from Leeds as well. The Leeds team has been shaking throughout this season. So, but it's a good win though, and it's a nice one for Conte as well.
Good win for Antonio Conte. I mean, I'm sure that subsequent games, every other team, even as it is, Tottenham even being one-legged, still shaking, teams will be a tiny bit worried or wary of the fact that they're going to be playing against an Antonio Conte side. It makes it difficult for you to play your game the way you want to. So a bit more stifling here and there on the ball. We'll see how that one pans out. I mean, I cannot wait for how the rest of the season is going to shape up. Let's move on now to the 4-0. The reason why Chisom was not so excited about the weekend. Chisom, now, let's usher us into how the game went now, shall we? Talk us through the process. The Reds returned to winning ways, 4-0. It ended in favour of Liverpool taking on Arsenal. Arsenal came into this game, they came into the game with a 10-game unbeaten run. I mean, iron confidence, iron morale, iron motivation. Liverpool, a wounded lion, they lost to West Ham United the last time out before the international break. But Jurgen Klopp's men seem to say it is Arsenal, no problem. That's what they said. And they did do the business in that one. Your thoughts on the game really quickly. Let's give credit to Liverpool. Big ups to them. For you now as an Arsenal fan, what do you think went wrong in that game? Let's do a post-mortem really quickly, shall we?
Well, what was wrong in that game? I'm trying to be comical here now. What was wrong in that game was my antenna. It's like it wasn't showing me what I was expecting to see, and I was expecting a low score line, and I saw 4 goals. four goals, like four representing the 4 weeks of a month. It's annoying. Especially, it's annoying when Salah scores against your team. And I don't know if every other person feels the same way. When Salah scores against your team, it looks as if your team is just one of those trash. The Man U, you can, Man U, you understand how it feels like too. So Liverpool beating Arsenal. There was a time when Arsenal usually beat Liverpool any day, any time. But now it's like, well, let's allow Liverpool enjoy this their moment. It's their time. They just get everybody and just trash you anyhow and leave you for dead. And you just go back into the dressing room. You don't even need to talk about the game. You just say, well, we lost, let's go and eat and just get over it. That's just how it is right now. And, Liverpool, you're very good that day. You're very good. Clean sheet, and, we'll fight for another day.
Arsenal live to fight another day. I mean, we'll see what the rest of the season does have to say for Mikel Arteta's men. But Danny, now, we already talked about Chisholm's point of view. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, he did mention it's not fun having that 4-0 scoreline. It didn't. Okay, but moving on. That's where he ended anyway. But let's talk about the goals now, shall we? We had that. And okay, let me a quick credit. Big ups, like massive credit to Arsenal's goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale was the man. It ended 4-0, yes, but it could have been much more. It could have been way worse than that scoreline actually did portray, because it made it difficult. It made Liverpool work a bit more for it. It could have been up to 7. It could have been more, up to 6. That particular one. We had Sadio Mane breaking the deadlock from a beautiful header, pinpoint, got the job done. And then Diogo Jota, a bit of, some leg work going on there, making it 2-0. Mohamed Salah putting the icing, and then Takumi Minamino scoring with his first touch of the game, adding the cherry on top. Your thoughts on the game? Liverpool, was it a Jurgen Klopp's masterclass, or did Arsenal not come to the party?
The truth is, Arsenal have been winning games. They went 10 games unbeaten. But the truth is, those games actually came in with some little bit of luck. There were games they won at the dying minutes. There were games they drew at the dying minutes as well. So there have been luck coming in. And to beat Liverpool, you don't beat Liverpool by luck. You have to come with your A game. You have to be on your best on that particular day. And before that game, I said it before, Arsenal are no match to the Liverpool team. The Liverpool team that I've seen this season. I actually expected them to go unbeaten, but it was actually nice seeing West Ham beat them though. I knew Arsenal were no match for them. And then in the first 20 minutes, you're already struggling to even survive in the game. Your keeper is already making up to 4 saves, 5 saves. I knew there would be a problem. And when you go into the half, that's when the Klopp masterclass comes in, because he has already seen the weakness. And I knew when they come out in the second half, they were going to run riot. I predicted 4-2 on the show. That was last week. And I was surprised seeing no Smith Rowe goal and Saka as well. So.
Interesting. And should we talk about the assist that Nuno Tavares did make for Diogo Jota? I mean, he handed him that goal on a platter. It was well served. It was the proteins properly dished with the grains, sprinkling of vegetable, like all you can. It was an all you can eat buffet. Was what Nuno Tavares did and to do.
Something?
Please go ahead, please.
Okay, if you want to be a very good player, playing at the highest level, you don't make mistakes like that. Look at the Liverpool team. You don't see much mistakes. They could go like 10 straight games and no player is going to make a mistake. No defender is going to make one stupid back pass or whatsoever. You hardly see mistakes in these teams. The same with the Chelsea team as well. And that's why you're seeing those results.
So
when you are vulnerable to mistakes like that, you're always going to get beat.
And got bit, they did. The Gunners did get bit. But hey, we'll see how the rest of the season does pan out. I mean, it's quite a difference from what the season started off with for Arsenal. And Chisom, I'm sure you're going to agree with me that from how the season started for Arsenal, it was not so certain that Arsenal were going to get here. perhaps this quickly? Did you expect did you expect Arsenal to get here this quickly? I mean, something changed because before that game started, Arsenal and Liverpool were neck to neck. It was quite close as opposed to how it was at the start of the season. So big ups Mikel Arteta, and perhaps you pick up the pieces in the next game, perhaps.
Well, for me, if I've always said it, the first 3 games Arsenal played, Arsenal only lost 2, because that Brentford game was referees that gave Arsenal that loss. And well, back then the injuries were so massive, and I didn't even know he scored. So where they are right now is no surprise for me. You know, the team is still trying to get themselves together, and well, you know, when you're trying to get yourselves together and you meet a very complete team, well, they will take you back to earth anyway. And Arsenal just arrived safely back to earth, and well, we'll pick up the pieces from there.
Pick up the pieces they shall. They'll be taking on Newcastle next weekend, so we'll be sure to see how that particular game would pan out. So let's travel really quickly to the La Liga, where the former player turned coach, I'm talking about Xavi, his debut game for Barcelona, and they got that 1-0. It ended in favor of Barca. They took on Espanyol. An interesting and feisty derby. That game came with drama, it came with fire, it came with energy, but Barca were able to edge Espanyol out. Are we seeing the start of a new era for Barcelona, or maybe we are jumping the gun, perhaps? Chisom.
Well, for every new manager, we should always give them the benefit of doubt that they will do something spectacular. But you know, I've always been saying this right from the beginning. Europa League candidates, Barcelona. I don't see any miracle happening. Yes, he might steady the ship, but Real Madrid is not going to let go.
Hello, Chisom.
Atletico Madrid do not look like they're going to stop. Real Sociedad does not look like they're going to switch up the engine in time. So,
the network seems to be quite to be messing up there. I'm struggling to hear you, Chisom.
Please, we're going to be
Hello.
Yeah.
Whew. Let's see. That network is not being kind at all. So let me go to you, Danny, while we sort that out. Do you think that this is the start of a new era for Barcelona, or the fans should calm down? They should take it easy, like really soft and slow, and start the rebuilding process with Xavi?
There is just that of Europa League. So Europa League candidates, that's where they're going to be.
Calm down and should not expect so much.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Can anyone hear me?
Woof.
Yes.
Wow, I can hear you loud and clear. Like, yeah, I can hear you. Like,
okay, please go ahead, Chisom.
Not to do anything special. As I always said, it Europa League candidates. That's who they are, and that's what it's going to be. He's only going to steady the ship for next season. But for this season, well, let's see. They'll be favourite to win the Europa League next season.
Okay. Danny, do you agree with Chisom?
I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I feel there will still be a way to get on Champions League football next season.
Okay, Barca sitting quite comfortably in 7th position with 20 points. We'll see how the rest of the season does pan out. And Chisom did mention the fact that Real Madrid are not ready to lose that #1 spot. They don't seem tired. They don't seem lethargic at all. 4 goals to 1. They thrashed Granada, the Carlo Ancelotti's men. And this man, it seems to always feature. Either he's on the assist list or from the goal scoring list somewhere, somehow for Real Madrid. I'm talking about Vinicius Jr. This season seems to be his season. Something seems to be clicking. Something seems to be working properly for him right now. And that form has to be a huge plus for Real Madrid. Danny, do you see Real Madrid losing guard or anything like that anytime soon?
No, I don't see that happening anytime soon because it's a big opportunity. I mean, the Barcelona team are not doing well this season. Then the Atletico Madrid team are not stable as well. So it should be an easy league for them to win. So it's just to keep bringing in the performances. Hey, you talked about Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. has been excellent since the past, I think, 2 seasons or so. But he's just trying to stable his form and continue doing what he's known for. So I don't see that as a surprise. I mean, he has improved. He has improved a whole lot. And it's just so sad seeing that he actually signed Hazard for such role. And I mean, the young boy is delivering very well. Hazard is nowhere to be found. Sorry, Chelsea fans.
That shit that you are throwing, I'm not part of it. Please, thank you. I didn't dare. I'm not at home. The goal scorers for Real Madrid, we've got Marco Asensio opening the score sheet, and Nacho getting himself as well on the score sheet. Vinicius Jr., the man of the moment, also featuring there, and Ferland Mendy also getting on the score sheet. Granada did try to pull one back, courtesy of Luis Suarez. It's not the Atletico one. This is the Granada Luis Suarez. But it was too little, too late. 4-1. Carlo Ancelotti's men they took the maximum points in that one. So 30 points they've got, sitting quite pretty at the top of the table. Real Sociedad a close second with 29 points. We'll see how that one goes. So let's travel. We want to go to the Liga really quickly, where Lionel Messi got his first Liga goal. A bit of drama in that particular game because as early as the 2nd minute, so from the blast of the whistle, PSG took the fight to Nantes, and Kylian Mbappe was the man who opened the scoring. There was an own goal before that one. There was Nantes just tried to pull something back. Randall Kolo did score a goal, 1-1 it stood. Then there was an own goal from Dennis Appiah, and then the king, the man, Lionel Messi, also getting his first goal of the Liga. It was expected. It was bound to come sometime now, right? And it did come. It did come, beg your pardon.
I didn't get that.
I said Lionel Messi's goal coming. It was bound to come some way, somehow, and yes, it did come.
Oh, network. Yeah, can you?
Hello? Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I said Messi's scoring is long overdue, and even him scoring would have been shocked to himself and extremely happy. In fact, I expect him to even go for some pizzas after the game, like, I finally scored it in the Farmers League. That kind of situation. And if it was in Barcelona by now, Messi should be on 10, 12, 15 goals. But he's in a very strange environment, and you look at the goal tally on the table and see himself 2 and be like, wow, I think I'm on Earth now. He's not getting those kind of praises like what he's usually getting in Spain. Well, he's now playing football, not extraterritorial game he plays back then. So, well, it was nice for him scoring anyway.
Nice. That was, yes, it was nice. And I'm sure Mauricio Pochettino also agrees with that particular one. But, Danny, do you see any kind of, maybe the fact that we're putting too much pressure, or our expectation of the PSG side seems to be a tad higher than normal? Personally, I still feel as though there's still some things that needs to click better without Paris Saint-Germain, how they are set up, right? Or do you think Mauricio Pochettino right now, he doesn't have any problems whatsoever? I see a couple of problem areas. I still see a bit of their play could be a bit smoother, could get better. But is it going to be a problem whatsoever for Mauricio Pochettino?
Yeah, I feel it has to do with the same Ole situation as well. For a man to be able to manage those big caliber of players, because I mean PSG is a complete team. Everyone should be expecting a lot from a team that has Mbappe, Messi, Neymar. Everyone should be expecting a lot. I mean that's like Galacticos team 11, if I could use that. So everyone should be expecting a lot, but the coach just doesn't click with the players. Maybe if it was Thomas Tuchel that was still there, with the addition of Messi, we'll be seeing something different, something very, very different.
Okay, and if I might add, the Real Madrid Galacticos were not as successful as all that. But hey, let's see how that one pans out. We'll be sure to bring the news to you as it develops. So now let's go on to the Serie A, where we had some feisty action. Inter Milan taking on Napoli. And Napoli were looking to continue their unbeaten run in the Serie A, but Inter Milan said no. 3-2 it ended in favor of Inter Milan. And as it is, Inter's form seems to be picking up a tiny bit in the Serie A. They seem to be getting the plot back. I mean, they are the current champions. And some interesting one it was. And our very own boy, our own Victor Osimhen, unfortunately got injured in that game. So Napoli sure are not excited about that particular one now. Chisholm.
Well, I'm only concerned about Osimhen going for the Nations Cup. That's my own concern. And there's been news going around that he fractured his face and might not be available for the Nations Cup. That's a very big blow for Nigeria if that is to be true. Because, well, for Napoli, well, I won't even want to say much about Napoli because I'm not really so interested in Napoli aside from Osimhen. Trust me, most Nigerians actually have that same mindset. They don't actually watch Napoli play. They're just interested in, oh, did Osimhen score or not? And I'm part of that that family too. So I know that's not professional, but that's me.
Okay, we hope Victor Osimhen does return as early as possible, as quickly as possible, and I hope he can, I don't know, get back this form, this blazing form that he currently was on. And Danny, right now, do you see Inter's season, do you see it changing, so to speak, for the better now? Do you see them picking up momentum and actually getting the job done from this point onwards?
I don't think so, sincerely speaking, because immediately Conte left, they didn't believe in themselves anymore. I mean, they just lost Lukaku. Yeah, Lukaku was a very big addition to them last season, but they still had Lautaro Martinez that could still fire for them. So I don't see it happening actually. I just feel that was a big game, and the better team won. So I don't see it as a spark to their season or anything.
Okay, Inter Milan, sure. I hope they're gonna have a response to that in terms of results, points, goals, and all of that stuff. I mean, they are the champions. They should show us what champions are made of. Still in the Serie A, let's talk about the Roma Genoa game. The youngster Felix Afena-Gyan, that man, currently in amazing. I mean, it was. A proper Porto's goal, the first one, and the second one, another stunner. I had my fill of amazing goals over the course of the weekend. I mean, I had fun. I did. I sure absolutely did. Your thoughts? On the lighter note now, we did hear the man, Jose Mourinho, to come out to talk about his promise to the youngster, the 800 pounds sneakers. He promised the youngster and how he was looking forward to fulfilling that particular promise. Was that the motivation for the goal, Chisholm?
Me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, this is not the first time Mourinho is actually doing something like this. I mean, different coaches with their different styles or techniques that you can use in motivating a certain player. So, I mean, he's a very experienced coach, and that was a nice move. I mean, if players are being offered such, maybe huge promises before games, maybe they'll put in their best performances as well.
Okay, but
I really hope we have somebody that will promise Bissaka to give us one as well. So
I was trying hard not to laugh. I was trying really hard not to laugh. But okay, now let's talk about on a lighter note. Still, it is. Let's talk about the pocket, the financial situation of the manager's pocket. So you have 38 games in a season. You've got 11 players on the field of play, minus the substitution. How many people are you going to promise? And how do you share the rotation? So how do you plan to navigate that? If you had been a coach, who are you promising something? Which game are you promising? Is it across Champions League game? Is it across your league game? Is it the Carabao? Which is it? Which one are you?
Well, if I'm in Champions League, I will put more priority on the league. So I'm going to put, and I'm going to pick a player who I believe is going to be something big and hardly scores. So to move his motivation up, that is who I'm going to pick up. Like for instance, if I were to be the manager of Arsenal right now, I'm going to put that on us. Put that on a player was it. Who doesn't pay that much? I'll put it on him get goal. So when he's lucky, you know that each game he doesn't get a goal, he's not getting anything. Or like I remember there was a time Wenger did that to Fabregas, and that's forced Fabregas to something very good. So it's usually very good to do something like that, but you have to check your pocket too. Because,
it's a very expensive, motivation tactics. Yeah. But hey, I mean, they earn the big bucks. Let's see how each of these managers will continue with motivating their teams, right? So now let's move on to the Champions League. Just a quick, we're just going to touch it. I want your predictions on the game, short and sweet. We already talked about the Chelsea-Juventus game. We already talked about the Villarreal-Manchester United game. So now let's talk about the Barcelona-Benfica's game. This is the first UCL game of the man, Xavi. Hello?
I can hear you.
All right then. So Danny, Barca-Benfica, who is taking it for you?
I give it to Barca.
Okay.
Like a payback. It's a nice way to pay back, and with a new coach.
Yeah.
The motivation is there, so give it to Barca.
So Barca taking it. How many goals?
A very, very slight margin. Maybe 2-1 or 1-0.
Okay. And Chisom, Barca-Benfica, who is taking it? Hello, Chisom, are you there? Oh. Hello, Chisom, can you hear me? What's going on?
As in, very clearly.
Okay, I said who's taking it for you? Barcelona, Benfica.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, Barca to win.
By how many goals?
To win. One. Just one.
Okay, let's move on to the young boys. You already talked about the young boys. Just already did say that he sees Atalanta winning, taking the win over young boys. Danny, are you of the same thought, or is young boys going to show us that they are not so young after all?
No, it's the same thoughts.
No surprises. Okay, I mean, it's football, right? Anything sure can happen. Besiktas welcoming Ajax. Who do you think is taking that one?
Me, Ajax.
Ajax, okay. Chisom, same thing.
Well, Ajax have already qualified, so I'm going for a draw.
A draw in that one. Okay, fingers crossed. Inter Milan taking on Shakhtar Donetsk. Chisom, who is taking it? Hello? Inter to take it.
Straight to it.
Okay, Inter is taking that one straight to it. Okay, and Danny, do you agree, or Shakhtar perhaps might shock us?
I think it might be a draw.
It might be a draw. Okay, fingers crossed. We'll see how that game is going to pan out. Manchester City taking on Paris Saint-Germain. Are we expecting revenge from the citizens or not, Danny?
Yeah, definitely revenge. Guardiola doesn't like to get beat twice, so definitely it's going to be a great game.
I cannot wait. I want it to be as cracking as possible. Thank you very much. So, Chisom, who is taking it? Is PSG going to do a double over Manchester City or revenge o'clock for the citizens? Hello?
Well, I expect a double.
Okay, Pochettino beating Guardiola twice. Okay. I sure cannot wait. It's tomorrow, 9 p.m. Nigerian time is the kickoff. Atletico Madrid taking on AC Milan. AC Milan seem to not understand how to navigate the UCL anymore. But do you see them turning this one around over Diego Simeone's men? Chisom? Anybody home? All right, Danny, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan. Who's taking it for you?
I see Atletico Madrid taking that one.
Okay. No questions asked, no wahala at all. Liverpool taking on Porto. Who's taking it?
Liverpool, even if they don't play their important players, they are going to take down.
Okay. Let's see how that one goes. Sporting taking on Dortmund. Who goes home with maximum points? Pardon?
What?
Oh.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you now. Do you say, okay, Chisom, you did say PSG are going to do a double over Manchester City.
Yes.
Okay, fingers crossed.
PSG to take the win.
PSG for the win. Okay, Liverpool taking on Porto. Who is taking it for you?
Well, Liverpool want to win everything. So I expect a very low score line. 0-1. Liverpool to win.
Liverpool taking it. Atletico Madrid taking on AC Milan.
Draw.
Okay. Chisom says it sees okra and ogbono soup in that one. Club Brugge taking on RB Leipzig. Who's taking it for you?
That's the game of soldier ants. I would want to give that game to Club Brugge. Yeah, I want to give it to Club Brugge.
Club Brugge. Okay, we'll see how that one goes. Danny, are you of the same thoughts? Club Brugge, RB Leipzig.
No, I'll give it to Leipzig. Leipzig are a very good, strong German team. So.
Okay, and the last time out, Carlo Ancelotti's men were arrested by sheriff. Do you see a repeat of that, or the sheriff might be sheriff? That's okay. Who's taking it? Sheriff, Tiraspol, or Real Madrid?
Madrid form right now. They are going to take. They will take that game, and I'm seeing goals.
Goals. My language. I love goals. That's what I speak. Thank you. So, Chisom, do you agree with Danny there? Sheriff taking on Real Madrid. Danny sees goals. Hello? Whew, okay, network still messing up there, so I cannot get some thoughts on that one. But it is time to say our Betty Byes on the show. It's time to say adios, bye-bye, and all of that good stuff. But before I bid you guys goodbye, I've got to say a very, very big thank you to Danny. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I mean, it's always, always fun talking football with you.
You're welcome.
All right, then, and Chisom, who's taking, beg your pardon, I'm still in this football, sorry, don't vex. So, Chisom, thank you so much for coming through on the show. It's an absolute pleasure talking football with you. Chisom, are you there? Whew, network messing up there. But hey guys, it's time to say
Expect you might lose to retaliate.
I didn't get that. It's time to say our big guys on the show, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. And I hope you're going to keep on staying safe. I mean, safety first. At all times, it's imperative that you practice all form of safety. Okay, guys, till I come your way again, I remain your home girl, Omolaba Keradzi, and I'm saying stay safe, stay well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.